Hey there guys, welcome to another video. It feels so odd recording multiple videos in one day, but this video is a little different. This one is about 10 or more tips and tricks, or not really tricks, but but tips, um, for if you're new to Bloxburg. So this is basically your Bloxburg guide for if you're new. Um, I won't say that people who aren't new are going to be watching this video because they probably will, if they find it interesting and they just want to hear what we have to hear, what we have to say. But I have some tips. Um, the first tip that I have is don't build big houses right away when you get into the game because you may think you have all of this money, like for example, you have 10K. You may think that's a lot when it comes to building, and then you actually start trying to build a huge house, and then you end up running out of that money very quickly. Even with just the structure alone, that will happen. And so, thing is, you don't want to build a huge house very quickly when you get into the game at first because let's first start off with the fact that you have bills to pay in Bloxburg, and your bills are based off of how much your house is. So, based off of your house value and everything, your plot value, you have bills. And if you don't pay those bills, your lights basically shut off and you can't turn it back on until you pay the bills. Um, and so, with bills being such a big thing, it's easy for your bills to be $1,000 or more, depending on your plot value. So, like, my house right now is probably gonna be about 1 or 2K in value, in bill value. Um, my house value is 530K, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1 or 2K. And my bills are only halved because I have premium. And so if you don't have premium, your bills are going to hit you like crazy. So you don't want to build a house, a huge house right away when you join Bloxburg, just because of the fact that you're going to have to make sure you have enough for bills. And it's going to be hard when you're starting off because you're not going to be as high levels as other people in the game. And when you're not as high as of a level, you're gonna have to work a whole lot more to get the money. And then it might even just take you a while to even get like the full build like actually built because of that as well. So you don't want to build huge houses right away, and you want to start off with some building experience too, just so you can figure out your style. So instead of building like a huge house, you should build like a small house. Like this one. This house right here is like the perfect size. It's not too big or anything, but it's also not too small to where you can't fit anything inside of it. Inside of here is basically a good roleplay house. So somewhat. Um I mean, it has like its own like front entrance, and you have like a small living room, a small kitchen that's good enough just for you. You have a small bedroom. If you wanted to, you could move this to right here and add a double bed and still be able to still be able to do what you want pretty much. You might need to move this over a little bit more though if you add a double bed, or you could add like a sleeping bag on the floor like right here. But either way, you could really make this like a two-person role play if you wanted to. Especially because someone could just like sit on the couch the whole time and pretend to like sleep on the couch. But this is a pretty good start off because, you want to be able to make some money. And then you have like a nice bathroom as well. And this is only 11K. Oh, that for 11K. And it's a pretty small house, so you won't get hit with bills a whole lot. Like, it'll probably only be like $100 or a little bit more than just like 1,000 or 2,000. And so this is a great starter house because not only do you have a nice home to live in to be able to get your moods up and everything in on a daily, but when you go to work and you get money, you're able to save most of that money because only 100 or 200 or so is going to be going to your bills versus having a huge house and literally all of your money that you're earning is just going to your bills. And then you won't have money left over. So, save money over time. Don't just go spending it right away. When it comes to the starter house, like the actual Bloxburg starter house, um, if you haven't built yourself a nice tiny house, what you should do is definitely don't really add to the starter house. Start trying to build like your own like tiny home because you want to experiment with what your style is for when you do get ready to get into bigger builds. Um, for example, my style is more modern slash like rustic type themed. Um, that's why this house looks a little bit modern because my style is modern. And so since I really love the modern style, modern contemporary rustic, type thing, that's what I made this house. And so when it comes to you and your build, you really want to think about what is your style going to be. And in order to do that, you're going to have to explore the game and you're going to have to explore your build style. So like you may be the type of person to build like these type of houses with like some curves in it and then like going straight back and then maybe like another curve in it or so and then back again and over, something like this type of thing. Um, and then like build like not like that, but build like the room like right here for like a bathroom or something, and then have like this area like the bedroom or something. It really depends on you. But don't build these type of houses where it's like a long like square or rectangle because then you're not really gonna be able to do a whole lot with it. I mean, it's just a regular square slash rectangle. What you really want to do for your house is do something like this or like this and add shape to it. So like when it comes to me building houses, I'm usually one that goes like this and then have like four for the door and then have like another one back here and then basically start the whole process on this side and I basically just copy for both sides and then like I would do something like this for like a pillar type thing that I could do for like modern themed and then I would copy it of course up here. Then of course I do flat roofs. But that's pretty much what you want to do when it comes to building your actual houses. So now I'm just gonna undo all of this because I don't need it. These are just house formats. So basically just find your build style. Um, when it comes to working jobs, don't just work one job. Um, you may find a job that you really like, but don't just work one job. So when you start, like how when I started, I just started working off as a janitor because I didn't really get as bored as much because I was just walking around like cleaning up the spills and everything and the graffiti. But now that Bloxburg has its all jobs pay the same update, you can actually explore all of the jobs and not get worried about not get worried about getting paid less for the job you're working. So now you can actually just go and explore all jobs. Because what I would do is I would explore all jobs, see which one you get the least bored in, because you might find one that's like really fun. That's like you're gonna be able to do without getting bored when you go end up working. And you could even job hop really. Because for me, I can't really stay at like one job for too long entirely. So I'll like maybe start off as like, I don't know, a mechanic or a pizza baker, and then switch to like a fisherman or a delivery person or a fast food worker, um, type of thing. I job hop because I get bored too quick of just working the same job over and over again. So that's something that you could do if you really wanted to. But just find jobs that you find to be the most entertaining and the most fun for you, um, to set you up for success. Um, Another thing you can do is level up your skills, because when you level up your skills, you get rewards. And some of those rewards is like money, block bugs, and even different items in the game. Like if you level up your athletic level to level 25, you get an actual sauna like for free. Um, you also unlock different items when you do um level up, like these bowls, gym bags, all that type of stuff, and it goes for each level. So each level has its own. Um, One level you do really, really, really want to level up is your cooking level. There are 10 cooking levels. There used to be 12, I'm pretty sure, but I think they might have changed it to 10. So, unless I'm tripping. But I am max level in my cooking levels. And so what that means is I get to cook whatever I want. So if you go to take ingredients and you scroll through here, usually if you weren't a certain level, you couldn't cook something. So like let's say I was only high enough to cook a strawberry cream cake. That means I can't cook anything else that's underneath the strawberry cream cake. But since I'm max level, I can. And so that's one of the ones that you want to focus on a lot is cooking. And the way you level up by cooking is just by cooking food. Um, I used to like cook a lot during like different holidays like Thanksgiving, and do like Thanksgiving like feasts with like my cousins as like a role play, or like friends, or even just random people in the game. And then that would level up my cooking level, but cook a lot. Just try and cook a lot. Um, each thing that you cook goes towards your cooking level. And the higher your cooking level is, the more you get to cook. And that comes in handy when you want to do different things when it comes to role playing. You can cook different meals. And even when it comes to like if you decide to build like a cafe, you won't have to worry about someone asking for an item that you can't cook, and then you having to tell them, oh, that you can't do it, because you're not in high enough level for it. So yeah, level up your skills. I'm pretty much maxed out. The only levels I haven't really done is my gaming level and my gardening level. Um, my gardening level, I'm working on a little bit more. I'm trying to get like more plants around my houses to like actually like take care of, to level up my gardening level, because the way you do that is you get plants that you plant in like the planting like pots that they have. I'll show you. So like if you go to garden and you see like these planters, right here. They'll say planters, or like this bowl pot, or even this basic pot. You would place one down and then you could go to it. So like if I place one like right here really quickly, or if I place three, I can come over here and I can click plant, and then I can pick, what I want to plant. And you'll see here that says like not enough space for some of them, and then you'll see something that's like level whatever required. So these are ones that I don't have unlocked yet because I'm not high enough level for it. But like something simple that I could plant is sunflowers. And just by planting that sunflower, I'm basically working on my gardening level. And so it rose a little bit. And so basically now my task would be to check on it periodically, and whenever it needs to, just water it. Um However, on my other houses that I have, I basically don't water them because I have the garden water things. Um these things, I have the garden sprinklers where they automatically water the actual like plants nearby. So like this one will water these two plants, or if I decided to get this one, it would water all three because it has a larger field. But so I could definitely do that. So work on skills. The way you achieve your gaming skill is by like playing a game on the computer, um, like the laptop, or by if you have like an arcade because they have arcades. Um, the way to improve intelligence is by reading. Writing is by writing a book on the computer. Painting is by the paint easels that they have. Music, you could play like the piano or the guitar. Cooking, obviously in an athletic, is like going to the gym or even making like your own like home gym. I pretty much grinded my levels. When it came to the athletic skill, I pretty much left my computer running all night with like me still in game, just like grinding the athletic skill whenever I went to sleep. So it was kind of like I was still playing, but I just had like an auto clicker on my screen, just like keeping Roblox from like saying that I was AFK. And then that helped my athletic skill because I was continuously just running on the treadmill. And same for like the painting and the writing one. Because it was like, I was just like, I want to max this skill out. So I was like, let me just like stay on Bloxburg for like the whole night, maxing the skill out. But yeah. So level up your skills because you can get money for them. Um, Build different builds if you would like. You don't have to stick to just houses. You can build, eventually you'll probably build mansions, but you can build bunkers. You can build not amusements parks, but like water parks, malls, neighborhoods, hotels, motels, trailer parks, cafes, restaurants, um, all that good stuff. I myself have a cafe. It's a mini cafe that I built, which is right here. And so it's nothing too big. I've built like actual cafes, like actual buildings, but this one was meant to be like a summer type cafe. So I have, just the basic essentials to make everything I need. And then I'm able to stand behind the counter, people pay at the cash register, and then I give them their food at one of these tables type of thing. And yeah, honestly, you can pretty much build anything in Bloxburg if you put your mind to it. One thing I do recommend is if you look at Pinterest or YouTube, you can get inspiration from their builds. I wouldn't say copy directly from their builds. I'd say make it unique to you, and you could just use it for inspiration. Um, that's what I used to do. I mean, I did used to like copy a little bit, but then I eventually got to the point where like I would go to like Pinterest, look up the type of theme house I want, find a picture of like the exterior, and then I was able to like copy the exterior and then make up my own interior and make it look nice and everything. It was honestly pretty chilling, to be honest, because yeah, I copied the exterior, but the interior and me being able to make it myself like really helped me in finding out what I really wanted for like my future houses, and it gave me like some experience. So I'd say like yes, you can copy exterior if you want to, but try to use it to where you're just getting inspiration from it, so then you can create your own build instead of just like copying directly everything from what, someone else did, because then it's not going to be you, it's going to be someone else, you know, and you just like it. Because then also you might get to a point where you get kind of bored of it just because of the fact that it's not really something that you created. It's something that somebody else created but you copied. And so, yeah. I try and do different builds. Inspiration can come from YouTube and Pinterest if you want. Um, the last couple things that I want to mention is do not try glitches. Whenever glitches come out, people tend to just hop straight on it because they're gonna get a whole bunch of money from it. However, um, times are different now. Bloxburg is under new developers, and it's not gonna get guaranteed that when a glitch comes out, you're gonna get to keep your money. And depending on the glitch, you're risking your account getting banned for it because you're consuming a large amount of money within a short period of time. And it may be tempting to do the glitches because you want to be like rich in Bloxburg or so, but it's not worth trying to, risk your account getting banned for it. And so in my opinion, I think that you should probably you should probably stay out of that path and just work for your money. Glitches just aren't worth it, to be honest. Garden farming is something that you can do. As I mentioned in my other house, the starter house, there is, oh, we're gonna load this other one real quick. So, there is garden farming that you can do that will not get your account banned and is completely safe. So, as you can see here, I have this like little greenhouse type thing walkway in front of this modern home. Okay? This is like kind of like a summer getaway home, but like, and I have like a greenhouse right here, right? And then this is my actual house with a secret room. But here's the thing. You can do safe farming. And the way you do this is exactly what I'm about to tell you. So, when you have plants like these, like I'm gonna add fertilizer here really quickly. Just saying. Okay. There we go. So I added fertilizer just so I could show you guys, but originally with this just being right here and me being in game for some time, these would just regrow. So if you put something like a strawberry plant here, or some people did it with like orange trees, I think. Um, where they so basically you would plant the tree or buy the tree. You would go up to the tree when the oranges were on it and you would click it and you would click harvest. Because what happens when you click harvest is it takes all of the fruit or whatever off of the tree. So like in this case, it would take all of the strawberries off of this plant and I would get $175 for the strawberries. And I think the strawberries go to your inventory if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure. I don't think so, honestly. I thought they did, but I don't think they do anymore. But or it depends on the fruit, but I don't know. But so basically, now that I harvested the strawberries, I got $175 for it. And then now, sooner or later, this is going to make this plant grow again, and there's gonna be more strawberries. And so if you do that on like a daily in game and stuff, you can just continuously harvest the plant and make profit off of it. Because it may cost you like $100 or so depending on what plant you get or what tree you get. Like if you get an orange tree to um plant it, but then after you harvest it a couple times, you get the profit back plus some extra profit. So people would place like 6 different orange trees in their yard and then just like grow them, and then once they're grown, they would harvest them and then grow them again. Because what happens is if you press sell, yes, you're gonna sell the whole entire plant and you won't be able to grow anything back, and you're gonna have to plant it in order to grow some more stuff. And it really helps to have this because then you won't have to worry about trying to water it, because if you don't water your plants, then they die. But with this, they automatically water, so it helps me a lot when it comes to, plants. And I do need a plant in like every single one of these, to be honest. I just haven't done it yet and I don't know why. But I will. Um, there's even like tomato plants and stuff as well. But I will, because I do want to get my gardening level up, and that's kind of the reason why I put all this right here. Um, so yeah. Um, alright. The last thing I want to talk about is don't trust random people too much when it comes to building. So there will be people in the game that will build you a house if you genuinely want them to, but don't trust them entirely too much when it comes to it. Um because if you give them co-owner, they can do anything they want, meaning they can literally delete stuff on your plot. And so if you already have a house built, your best bet would probably be to give them roommates so that they can only add to the house and not, delete anything from it that's already there. Because then that's just how they can delete your whole entire house. And apparently, I guess this is actually going around Bloxburg, where old players are apparently now trying to, you know, build, quote unquote, build houses for new people, where they're, instead of building them a house, they're deleting their entire thing or wasting their money by like placing down a bunch of stuff. Um, so don't trust a lot of random people. If you want someone to build your house, I try and start off with roommate or so, or if you see them doing anything suspicious, like they're not actually building the house, um, kick them out of build mode and take away their permissions and set it to none or even blocked as quick as possible, just to avoid them wasting even more money. And then you can go and delete your the stuff that they put on your plot. So then that way you can actually get at least some of your money back, because you won't get it all back, but you'll get a good portion of it back. But just be careful. Um, you can give them co-owner, but you just got to be very cautious of it, because when you're new, people are unfortunately going to try to take advantage of that just because they're mad about, you know, the whole situation with like Bloxburg becoming free, even though this was a thing that was going to happen since forever ago. You know, even like Coptis, you know, when Coptis was under Bloxburg, even they were still talking about how it was only in beta, you know, and it was gonna be free eventually. So it's like, I don't know why people making such a big deal about it, but you know, that's all though. That's all the tips to this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I know it's a 30-minute video. I'm sorry. However, enjoy your time in Bloxburg if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.